Welcome to NextLabs Expert Q&A Series. This series was designed to inform you of relevant cybersecurity topics via expert knowledge.
Welcome back to the NextLabs Cybersecurity Expert Series. In this episode, we have our guest, Celina Stewart, Director of Cyber Risk Management at Neuvik, joining us to discuss AI and insider threat. Now, Celina will introduce herself before we move into the Q&A.
Thank you so much. I'm Celina Stewart, the Head of Risk Management at Neuvik, which is a cybersecurity services company. Today, I'll be discussing AI and insider threat, which I've seen emerge as a frequently overlooked strategic priority for many organizations.
Thank you for your introduction, Celina. It's great to have you here with us today. To kick things off, why is AI becoming an increasing topic within the cybersecurity space?
Great question. A recent survey conducted by McKinsey & Company showed that 65% of organizations are regularly using AI, with about 2/3 of respondents actually using it across one or more business functions. However, while organizations may be allowing or encouraging the use of AI, they haven't adequately adjusted their policies to keep up. Concerningly, only about 25% of corporate ChatGPT accounts are enterprise accounts, which allow organizations to enforce company privacy or security rules and to have visibility into workflows being performed. Many users also utilize AI tools such as Gemini or Bard, which do not offer an enterprise-specific account. Beyond the lack of restriction on the type of account being used to access AI, many organizations lack effective governance and oversight, with less than 20% having enterprise-level AI governance to oversee AI-related decisions. Finally, only a third of organizations require AI-specific risk awareness and controls for technical talent. Of organizations surveyed, 25% had already seen inaccuracies introduced by AI, with 16% reporting cybersecurity issues. So it's clear that corporate AI use is only increasing, and along with it, risks to the organization. However, while many organizations have started to address external risks related to AI, very few have considered internal risks or insider threat.
That's interesting. So how is AI creating insider risk for many organizations?
Before we continue, a brief reminder on the basics of insider threat. There are two key archetypes of insiders who create risk: malicious insiders who intend to create harm, or negligent insiders who inadvertently introduce risk. Negligent insiders don't intend to cause harm, and in fact, most negligence stems from a lack of awareness or even a simple mistake. So, how does AI introduce risk via either malicious or negligent insiders? There are four core areas of risk that I'll be discussing today. These are corpus generation, the use of bad artifacts, computer vision, and complacency. I'll step through each of these in depth to highlight the key risks, and then we'll show tactical actions to prevent and mitigate some of these risks.
That's an interesting perspective on insider risk. Let's dive a bit deeper. Could you share with us what are the risks of insider threats from the corpus generation process of AI?
Corpus generation refers to the process of training AI, and a key insider risk is the ability to train the AI to consider risky activity as normal and effectively poison the baseline. A malicious insider could also train AI to return specific results, influencing workflows or creating dependencies on poisoned data. This can cause serious risks, especially when the AI is being used for cybersecurity capabilities. Let's explore a few examples. First, for both endpoint detection and response, as well as data loss prevention tooling, a malicious actor can effectively poison the tooling to perceive anomalous behavior as normal. In the case of both EDR and DLP, a malicious actor could tune the flow rate and other indicators such that anomalous behavior, including a much higher flow rate threshold, is actually accepted as normal. As most EDR tools use a baselining component, if you also run malware on the endpoint while training the baseline, the EDR will actually accept that bad behavior as normal. And in both cases, the underlying AI tooling is unable to complete its job and can allow malware to go undetected or actually enable the exfiltration of data.
You've highlighted some fascinating points about risk in the corpus generation process. Another area we'd like to explore is the concept of bad artifacts in AI systems. Can you explain how does AI create risk from the introduction of bad artifacts?
So-called bad artifacts are typically introduced as part of the software development lifecycle, but can occur anywhere your employees are utilizing generative AI. From a negligent insider perspective, the use of bad artifacts typically falls into a couple categories. The most common way that bad artifacts are introduced is simply via copying the code generated by tools such as OpenAI or ChatGPT. These code copies can be thousands of lines long, and developers understandably can't review every line to ensure that no bad artifacts are included. Similarly, AI tools may leverage unmaintained or untested open source code libraries, creating dependencies on code that may either have live vulnerabilities or may become vulnerable due to lack of active contributions. These issues are compounded at organizations without rigorous code review, testing, or quality assurance processes. In addition, developers may inadvertently introduce copyright or trademark protected IP from other organizations into the assets they're developing. And most concerningly, generative AI has the ability to hallucinate. AI hallucinations refer to the outputs generated when AI is tasked with answering a specific question, but lacks the training data to actually inform that appropriate response. In the course of researching for this, I heard numerous stories of these hallucinations, from the mundane to the legitimately scary. One individual I spoke with had tasked AI with developing a press release announcing the dismissal of an employee under quote unquote disappointing circumstances. In the absence of specific details in its corpus, the AI generated a press release not only detailing this employee's termination, but also fabricating this individual's DUI, public meltdown, and standoff with the police force, all while specifically describing the individual in question as wearing nothing but a cowboy hat and sneakers. This hallucination is as vivid as it is scary. And while this example is egregious and a press release would hopefully be reviewed by a human for publication to confirm accuracy, more minor and seemingly factual hallucinations may go unnoticed by humans. This issue is compounded when organizations don't have the awareness of when and where AI is being used, limiting the ability of humans to effectively prioritize the review of AI generated content for these hallucinations.
Thank you so much for sharing these valuable insights. And with that, we conclude part 1 of this episode on AI and insider threats. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next part where we'll dive deeper into computer vision and complacency and actionable steps organizations can take to prevent insider threats when using AI technologies.